Well, we're coming to you here from the Dominican Republic. This is Addie Bear and me. We had some late swimming last night, didn't we? Some late swimming last night. We're all a little tired today, waiting for breakfast. But I did. There's Ollie Bear. I did want to talk to everybody about the qualifiers yesterday. Every week we like to do a qualifying report. I watched the qualifiers the same as you did, but I wanted to catch up to Jonathan Drury and talk to him and James about how the horses were, what they thought they were like, and then obviously we had excellent Nation race last night. So the qualifiers. So the first qualifier, I was on Pins and Needles. This is Forged in Fire. I know this is a horse that isn't technically, I know, right? He isn't technically a breaker per se, but we've tried to qualify him 2 times now, and he made a break both times. That's your finger in your nose. We don't do that. No, that's down there. So I was concerned. Obviously, you don't want to see a horse start off their racing career with 2, 3 breaks. Just doesn't look good. And this is a colt that I never thought would be making those breaks. He made both his breaks in the same place with no hobbles on. Don't do that. He's not that bad. So I was a little upset with that. Certainly not upset with him. Just trying to figure out how we could stop that. Obviously, the easiest way was to throw a set of hobbles on him. He never wore them in his life, and that I'm aware of, and he wore them Thursday afternoon. Jonathan was really tentative with him at the gate. Now you'll notice the times, the track. If you look closely, you can see the mud fenders on the race bikes. So that's how bad the track was to begin with. The mud fenders on the bikes, and then I guess it was very, very windy, very, very windy also. And I think Jonathan, I meant to look. I don't know what he traveled his last half in. I don't know, half and 2 maybe, or 1 and a piece. But he went a mile 2, 6 and 4 with the track off 2 seconds. Jonathan was quite surprised. I know, that's what he said. He was quite surprised that the track was only off 2 seconds. He said the track was in horrible shape. And then again, you're allowed to, and you should, factor in the wind for these horses. There was only one horse. Powerful Chris qualified in 57 and 4. This horse that shows miles in 49 and 50 on his program. So, anyway, nevertheless, it is what it is. He went a mile in 2, 6 and 4 on a bad day, but he stayed at it. Jonathan said he was safe, never put a step in, never offered to run. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Then we saw 2 other horses go out, Brush Cut and I'll Play It Alone. I asked Jonathan, I said, Jonathan, I'll Play It Alone can get pretty firm in the face, can pull. If you see some, you can get him to the back. He should be polite, and he was. Jonathan said he was fantastic. The second fastest last quarter of the entire day into a very strong headwind. He said 28 and 3 on the end of it last half and 58 and 2. He was happy. Said he was getting in a little bit in the last turn, probably from training down. Maybe have to do those knees, do a little vet work on him this week. Do his knees. He might have a splint also, but nothing very serious. Jonathan said he was very, very good and finished up really, really well. Brush Cut finished up strong. Again, it's hard to talk about these because there's miles in 2.2 and 2.3, and you're like, it's hard to say. Brush Cut trained a mile in 58 3 weeks ago, and he's ready to go. So we're going to put both those colts in next week. It'd be nice to see one or both of them find their way into the maiden, but they have too much money made, and I don't know how full the maiden is. The only way they would open it up would be if they needed entries for the maiden, and I don't know how many. Possibly with the Snowshoe Series going on. And we're keeping an eye on the Snowshoe Series also because we have horses that fit the Snowshoe Series if we want to race them. I believe their legs go tonight. Trafalgar wasn't quite ready for the Blizzard Series yet. Not the end of the world. We got big plans for Trafalgar, and the Blizzard Series was more of an afterthought at the time. We paid her into it and paid all these horses into it. 1, we didn't know how tough it was going to be, and 2, we certainly weren't going to push the horses for this timeline. If they made it, it was a great place to start them. If they didn't, we wouldn't. And that's where we're at right now. So we have the second leg next week also for Brush Cut, Excellent Nation. We'll see how those races go tonight before we make any decisions in that regard. Yeah? And then we had Excellent Nation race last night. I said to Sylvain, he's best when he's close and on a helmet. And he left with him. Obviously a little bit taxing at the start. He crossed him over. Let a horse go, then he let a horse go, and then James ended up winning the race with that Jim colt that we beat last week. So I think the 8-hole really played a negative, was a real detriment. Do you want down to go see Mommy? All right. Go on in there and see Mom. I think obviously the 8-hole was a real detriment to his overall race last night. It was a real hurdle that was tough for him, but that was the first time we've actually asked him to race hard at different types of the mile. Before it was either get away at the back and sprint home, or the middle, or it was leave a little bit, sit in a pocket, and then finish up best you can, which was last week, best case scenario. But he didn't get to do that last night. He had a blast over to the front, 28 seconds, and then they released someone who in turn released the winner, and then down the lane he got a little tired down by the wire, but I thought overall it was a decent mile. Very happy with what I saw from the qualifiers and the races. Again, just a couple of bad weeks of qualifiers. I would have liked to see a faster mile at a brush cut, but it just simply wasn't possible over that surface. So that's it. I'm here for another 2 days, and then I'm back home. James says everything is going well at the barn. We have our Becca in tonight, I believe, and then tomorrow we have a host of other horses. But it's been a great time here in Punta Cana, and I was a little skeptical. When I go away, I like to eat. I like to eat good food, and the Dominican has been renowned for having horrible food forever, and it's actually been good here. So if you're looking for a place to go away, this is called the Royalton Bavaro. Royalton Bavaro. So talk to you guys soon. I'll be home soon. It's been a real good time away. Had a lot of fun with the family. If you go to Facebook, you can see me win my first ever water slide open yesterday. Beat Jody in dramatic fashion, and all the kids, I beat them too. Take care.